My name is Anik. If this is the first time that you join with me, I'm so honored. Welcome. Today, it's not going to be an intense class whatsoever. This is made so that we can stretch our bodies enough to prepare ourselves for sleep. There's a lot of modifications, so if yoga is just naturally a little intimidating for you, don't worry, this is not advanced. And we're going to just stay in a few poses, breathe deeply, and I'll cue just specific little details and things that you can adjust to make it a better practice. If you have props such as pillows or blocks, feel free to use them and I'll tell you when and where you can place them. For our first position, we're just going to stay on the back. Our feet are going to be a bit wider than our hips. Bring the toes in, heels out, and then allow for the knees to fall in towards each other. If the knees don't fall in and touch each other, it means your feet are too far apart. So you can just shimmy them a little closer, and then those knees can touch. Bring your arms to the sides. And you can stay here, shimmying the shoulders underneath, maybe lengthening the neck a little bit more, and you can stay here. Or there's always the option of placing a hand over the heart and the belly, closing down the eyes. Or if you're feeling like you have much more energy, just feel more open today, you can bring your arms overhead, maybe grabbing the elbows or the hands, whatever feels right. So there's lots of options for our arms. But what we're doing here to start is just calming down our nervous system and allowing our spine to naturally straighten out. The goal here is to relax the lumbar spine, the lowest part of our spine, as well as the coccyx, the sacrum. So the deeper you breathe, the more that lower part of the back will relax and just surrender. Go ahead and take 10 full breaths in this pose. So when we first wake up in the morning, our spine is the longest it can be all day. However, throughout the day, we apply pressure on our spine, on our vertebrae, with our own weight. So as we walk throughout the day, maybe you go for a hike, maybe you're on the computer, scrunching your back. Naturally, our muscles, our vertebrae fuse closer together the more we're moving. So by being in this pose and allowing the spine to naturally lower down with gravity and extend, the better it is for us to stay nice and tall in the first place. But also it allows for, natural nutrients, all of this stuff to flow faster. Because if there's more clusters, it's harder for the body to be able to move fluidly with all the hormones and whatnot. So this really helps relax the body in a deep state. A great option here is placing a pillow under the back if you would like. You can place a block, but I would say it's better for a pillow, especially because we don't want our backs to round or curve that much. So you can definitely place a pillow under the hips, just the lowest base of the spine. Let's take 3 more breaths here, just gently cooling down, relaxing the face, allowing the eyebrows to fully relax, the space between the eyebrows. Separating our teeth in our mouth, just allowing the jaw to unclench. And maybe take a little smile, curl the corners of your mouth. Beautiful. We'll go for the next posture. All we're going to do is go into happy baby. So bring those knees together towards the chest. Let's just start out by wrapping the arms around, pulling the nose towards the knee. And a really beautiful transition here is just rocking gently onto the lower spine, maybe the middle of the spine, gently massaging our back. You can also massage parts of the glutes here by circling the knees lower in circles in one direction and the other. Just gently transitioning into our happy baby. When you're ready, you can grab your peace fingers, your second and third finger. Go ahead, grab the big toes and bring the heels up. We're extending our feet, the soles of our feet up towards the sky. However, there's a lot of modifications here. You can bend your elbows, bring your knees closer towards the chest. You can extend your legs side to side, gently to each side, maybe both at the same time, just rocking back and forth. Another really beautiful adjustment, if you'd like to go a little deeper, grabbing the outsides of the feet and then pulling in. However, this whole time in Happy Baby, make sure that you're still relaxing the neck and the head and the lower spine. So if you notice that your hips are lifting up like this, it means you're engaging your back too much in a sense, in your neck and your upper spine, and you need to relax. Drop the hips down. Keep the spine extended. If you want, tuck the chin in towards the chest a little bit more and breathe deeply. We'll stay here for a couple more breaths. So if you want, you can still rock side to side if that feels better. You can stay still. Do whatever feels right to you. Keep relaxing that lower spine towards the floor. It's easy for the shoulders to come off the floor, but if you can, continue to pull the shoulders down towards the mat. This really helps to align our spine to our hips and stretches out the backs of the legs. 3 more breaths and we'll move on. Continue to unclench the jaw, relax the face. And the last deep breath in through the nose. And out the nose. Gently bring the knees together. If you'd like, for transition, pull into a little ball. And gently, we're going to drop the knees to the right. But a little tip that I have so we keep our spine straight is to hop the hips to the left and then let the knees fall to the right. That way we can extend our arms, gaze to the left. Option to keep your right hand on your knees to apply a little bit of weight, a little bit of pressure to keep the knees down. Here, feel free to close down the eyes, and if this is too easy for you and you'd like a deeper stretch, you can just wrap this top leg over the bottom like that. Here is a great place to place blocks under the knees if you'd like, so the knees can come a little higher up like this, and you place the blocks underneath. And as well as a pillow. You can always place that between your legs as well in this twist. Whatever works for you, we're going to stay here. And 10 deep breaths once again. Making sure that we're relaxing the face. And just listening to the body, allowing for this natural twist. Try to bring the left shoulder closer towards the floor. If you can, sometimes people's shoulders go like this, and we still want to extend, we still want to open up that chest and shoulder, even though we're in a twist. And our breathing should be just as easy and simple and flowy as when we're not in twist. Two more breaths on your own, fully allowing your gravity to take over, to win. And gently, when you're ready, we can bring our knees back to center. Hop the hips to center. And if you'd like, you can either wrap your arms around or go for happy baby. Wherever you're at, we're going to do the same thing with the other side. Hop our hips to the right in order for our knees to fall to the left. Gaze to the right. Option to stay here with the arms extended, or left hand on the knees to apply a bit of pressure. And continue to relax the face. Notice what tenses up when you go into different postures, and that's your indication of where you may hold tension or where your emotions manifest first. Once again, you can wrap the top leg over the bottom leg if that feels right. Always place blocks under the knees, right here, like that, or a pillow between your legs for comfort. Once again, option to close down the eyes and allow for this natural twist to happen. Relax the right shoulder, allow it to fall closer towards the floor. Sometimes we have really tight breast and shoulder muscles. The connection between the shoulder and the breast muscles are the muscles right below the collarbone. And so sometimes people with those really tight muscles have a hard time bringing the shoulder down. If that's the case, just bring your attention to those muscles and use your breath. Just one at a time, use the exhale to fully release the tension. The more your mind power goes there, the more it will happen. Two more deep breaths. And gently, when you're ready, can bring those knees back to the center. Hop your hips back to center. Option for a happy baby or wrapping your arms around and pulling into a ball. All right, we're going to start rolling on the spine using a bit of momentum like this. And you can just gently roll back and forth. This is beautiful because it massages between the shoulder blades. So the more you roll, the higher you can get up towards the neck, between the shoulder blades, and any tight muscles surrounding our spine. And then when you're ready, coming up to a seated position, cross your legs, come up to tabletop position, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. we're going to go directly into a lizard lunge. So the right leg is going to step in front. From here, you have the option to fold the mat if that's a lot for your knee to take, and that can help protect your knee from, really hard surfaces. Another option here is to stay with your hands on your knees, keep your chest open, and you can just gently dump into the hips. And I'm shimmying the feet forward, the right foot forward, so that when I lunge and drop my hips further down, my knee is still right on top of the heel. So what I mean is, you don't want your knee like this, where the knee is way in front of the foot. You want it directly in line. The next option here is to lower the hands down. You can have blocks under the hands for your flexibility. However, if you are more flexible, you can bring your hands on the inside of the foot. I'll just undo this so you guys can see it better. So you guys can keep the hands on the inside of the foot, keep the spine elongated, knee right next to your shoulder. The next option is to lower down. You can have some blocks under the elbows and lower down onto some blocks, or without blocks, it would look just like this. At first, it can be really intense for the spine, so just bring some more breath into your practice and just stay wherever your body is telling you to stay today. Some days we're more flexible than others, and that's fully normal. Just respect what your body is where it's at. Another really great option is if you can stay on your hands or on your elbows, and you can curl the back toes, lift the back knee for a deeper stretch. You can also rock gently side to side, and it can extend different muscles. Wherever you're at, stay there and breathe deeply. A lot of us manifest our emotions into our hips, so this can be a lot, especially for men. Men have really tight hips, so take it really slow. And the more you practice, the more your body's going to feel safe to go into this again. I'll offer you an extra adjustment that you can do here, which is a little different from what we're doing now. I'll just move to the side just like this so you guys can see. So staying with your hands or your elbows on the floor, we're going to be like this. Right hand is going on the inside of the right knee, and you're going to push the leg out and gaze up towards the ceiling. And this is beautiful for deep, deep hip openings. When you're ready, come back to center. Hands on each side of the foot. If you have your blocks, you can walk them back. We're going to extend the front leg, extend the back of the thigh, and flex the foot. Feel free to stay there or rock the hips gently side to side. Gets deep under the leg. Another option, if you're very flexible here, you can walk your hands further in front and then lower the forehead. Whatever feels right for you. But keep that front leg extended. If that means that you need to lift yourself a little higher up, maybe grab a wall, go for it. And we're going to bend that front knee once again and move towards the other side. So once you're ready, bring your hands on the inside, step back. Let's do a mini chaturanga just for the transition. So lowering the chest. Inhale, you can stay in cobra if you'd like, just opening the chest, or if you want, you can lift the knees and hips off the floor, let the head fall back. And down dog, lifting the hips, dropping the head, and walking out your dog side to side. Extending the heels, And when you're ready, we'll go for the other side. So left foot in front, lower down the back knee. You have the option to stay here or hands on the front knee, opening up the chest. Next option is hands on each side of the foot. Next option is hands on the inside of the foot, keeping the spine straight. Next option is lowering down the elbows, staying there. If you'd like, you can always lift the back knee. Just stay at whatever feels right for you today. Once again, we're just trying to stretch the body. If your body asks for more, you're in the mood, your energy is just right, then go for the challenge. But always stay safe. Deep breaths and keep that knee close to the chest and the shoulder. What I mean is don't let the knee just fall out to the side like this. You're keeping it close to the body. If you curl the back toes and lifted the knee, you can always shift your weight back and forth like that. A few more breaths. If you're feeling discomfort, then you're doing it right. That's how it goes. When you're ready, come back up onto the hands. If you weren't, we're going to heel toe the foot towards the middle of the mat, hands to each side. Push the hips back. Flex your front foot. If you need to walk your hands back, maybe you have blocks under your hands, keep the leg and back straight. Flex the foot, maybe even the toes separate from each other. And if you'd like, you can rock the hips gently side to side, stretching under the leg. If you're more flexible and you'd like to go for it, walk the hands forward and lower the forehead. When you're ready, bend the front knee, and we'll do that hip opener before we forget. So bring your hands on the inside. Left hand is going to go on the inside of the left knee. You're pushing the leg away, extending your arm, gazing up towards the ceiling. The foot is on the outer edge here. Bring it back to center. Hands on the inside. Curl your back toes and extend the leg back, going for a little mini chaturanga supported version, either staying cobra like this or up dog, opening up the chest, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, down dog. From here, we're going to walk into malasana. So walking your hands towards our feet. Toes are going to go outwards. If you need to walk your feet a little further out, go ahead, because we're going to squat down. If you want blocks under the hips, go ahead. And I'll move in this direction so you guys can see. So my toes are out, heels are in. I'm squatting down just enough so that my elbows can go into the knees and then hands together. It's really easy to just dump into the flexibility, but you're still, in fact, pushing into the heels, engaging the legs and the glutes, extending the spine nice and tall, slightly tucking the chin in towards the chest, shoulders away from the ears, gazing past your nose. Deep breaths. Once again, if you want blocks under the hips here or a pillow, like maybe 3 pillows to keep you lifted up, go ahead. But we really do want to engage the legs here, extend the spine. Just 3 more breaths. I know this can be a lot for some of you. And 3rd breath. On the exhale, you can push the hips up, gently heel toe your feet closer together. And here is where you can bend your knees as much as you need in order to fall forward. Grab your elbows and gently sway side to side. We're not overextending. We're not forcing the fold. We're merely allowing our lower back to release tension. The more you allow your neck to relax, the more the crown of the head can point towards the floor. Another great option here is grabbing the hands together, placing them at the base of the skull, and just allowing the weight of your arms to pull you down. If you want, you can gently extend the legs more and more as your head lowers down. If not, you can always extend the arms down and just shake your head yes and no, side to side. Continue to apply a bit of pressure onto the toes, a bit of weight onto the toes, so not all the weight is on your heels. And that way your hips can be directly over the heels. We're going to lower down onto the hips here and extend the left leg out to the side, going for Janu Shirshasana. This one is great because there's a lot of options for variations. I'll show you the engaged version of it, and then I'll show you also the softer version of it using pillows and whatnot. The engaged version is just having the knee bent. You don't need your knee forcibly, on the floor. It doesn't have to be further up or further down. It's still just bent, creating a number 4 with the legs. We're going to inhale, arms overhead. Extend the spine. Exhale, twist towards the left foot. And then exhale, folding down, forehead towards the leg. That is the engaged version, and we're folding from the base of the spine down, not rounding from the top of the head down like that. It's really from the base of the spine. The non-engaged version would be having pillows on your legs here, or blocks, where you can lower down and place your head on those pillows or on those blocks, and it can be more of a supported version. So all of that is optional for you. We're just going to stay here for a few breaths, allowing the lower spine to gently untangle. And this is really great for those who sit at desks a lot. You work on the computer a lot. This is perfect for you. So wherever we're at, find what works for you. If you're grabbing your leg and you're only able to grab your ankle, that's perfectly fine too. You can bring your elbows out to the side and gently lower down wherever your body takes you. We'll take 3 more breaths here, just gently settling into the posture. And when you're ready, rise back up. We can retract the pose by going over to the right side, hands down, and just gently lowering the forehead. Doesn't have to touch the floor. Rise back up. We'll go for the other side. Extend the leg out, bending the left knee. Inhale, extend your arms up, twist towards the right leg, and then folding down. If you want, once again, you can place pillows under your belly, on your leg here, and just allow the forehead to lower down. But we're always folding from the base of the spine so that it allows our chest to lower down even more. Two more deep breaths on your own. And gently rise back up, hands towards the left side, lowering gently, retracting the pose, and back up. One of the last few that we will do to finish is going to be on our back. So gently lowering down, bring your feet closer towards your hips. You should be able to touch your heels from where you're at. Bring your toes in, heels out, kind of like a duck. Instead of your toes out, heels in, they're inwards like this. You don't need to overdo it, just slightly turning in. That way we can shimmy our shoulders underneath, tuck the chin in towards the chest, and push into the heels to reach our hips up. From here, you can always place some blocks under the hips to help you, or some pillows. It's always great, but make sure you're pushing into the heels, relaxing the glutes, but puffing up the chest towards the chin. Deep breaths. And lower the hips down gently. We're going to go 2 more times in bridge pose. Inhale back up. Another great option here is doing some hip dips, and you can always hear your hips crack. At least for me, I always do when I'm doing this. Exhaling when the hips go down, inhaling when you push them up. And last second time, lowering down. We're going to go one last time. Inhale, hips up. Balloon your chest. Relax the glutes. Heels into the mat. If you want, you can clasp your fingers together. Pull your hands down towards the heels. And lower back down. Pull your knees in towards the chest. Option for happy baby. Or just rocking gently onto the back. The second to last posture we'll be doing is Baddha Konasana, supine variation. So placing the soles of the feet together, the knees splayed out to each side. Option for the hands to be on each side of your hips, or over your heart and belly, or overhead. Whatever feels right for you. Just gently allowing the body to melt down into the mat or into your bed, wherever you're practicing. Option to close down the eyes once again. Maybe you can feel your heartbeat in your chest. And if you have pillows, you can place them under your knees to support your legs if you don't want too much of a hip opener. But that's always an option. Breathing deeply in and out just through the nose, allowing the air to flow freely throughout the body, relaxing the forehead, the eyes, the bridge of the nose, the mouth, the lips, your chest and your belly. And eventually extending your feet out towards the corners of the mat, lowering down into Shavasana, corpse pose. Allowing yourself to fully relax, finding stillness, and just entering the abyss. Take rest. I'll stay here for another 5 breaths, but if you'd like to stay here longer, you may pause the video and come back to it later. Whenever you're ready, we're going to gently wake up the body, the fingers and the toes, maybe rolling your wrists and your ankles in both directions. Maybe gently moving the head side to side. Eventually extending the arms overhead, pointing your toes, taking a nice big stretch. And then ultimately bringing the knees towards the chest, rolling onto one side of your choice. Use your arm as a pillow. And then rise up into a seated position, crossing your legs, however it works for you. And then placing the hands in prayer in front of the chest. Thank you for showing up and for practicing with me. Namaste.